everyone, my name is Fraeya and welcome to my broom closet. Today I want to talk about covens, specifically online covens. So this video is going to be all about how to join a coven in the broom closet, what they're like, and a bit on how to find one as well. Why am I making this video? Well, online covens are great for meeting like-minded people, and this is very important when you're a broom closet witch because, of course, having to hide your interests and your lifestyle can be quite grating on, your mind, your soul. And so having that place to vent and confide in others that share common interests can be really good for you. So I personally really recommend trying to find and join an online coven as a broom closet witch because the broom closet can get pretty lonely after a while. So let's just talk about a few different types of online coven. Online covens can vary quite a lot. You get quite structured, very coven-like groups, but you can also get very casual groups that I wouldn't really describe as a coven at all, but it's a very common search term and a lot of these groups describe themselves as covens. Both structured and casual are valid either way. Any way that you want to make new friends, share your interests, and feel a bit less lonely in the broom closet is perfectly valid. So it doesn't matter what kind of coven you go for, as long as you feel like you belong and it makes you happy. Online covens and groups, circles, groves, whatever, they're found in many different places all over the internet. So Discord, Facebook, Reddit, Amino, forum sites, and more. Most online covens, at least in my experience, are highly eclectic and very inclusive to all witches. But having said that, there are some groups that specialize or have restrictions based on age, sexuality, location, practices, anything like that. But normally they are very inclusive. So as I was saying, some might have some certain restrictions, like some may require you to have some base knowledge before joining. That's perfectly fine. Or be over a certain age, which is very normal because a lot of sites, especially Discord, you have to be over the age of 13 to participate in the first place. And so if a Discord mod knowingly has someone who is under 13 on their server, they can be held liable. So talking from the perspective of Discord, a lot of these covens can be strictly moderated, highly moderated, or they can be, quite free for all, like someone just set up a server and wanted to talk to other witchy people. But Discord is great because it's so easy to set up rules and bots to enforce these rules, even have fun things to do like divination bots, like tarot bots, rune bots, all those kind of things. Even bots that let you self-assign roles. So I've been in a couple servers where you can self-assign what kind of practices you do, what kind of witch you are, what religion you practice, all those kind of things, because witchcraft is so wide and so many different things that people do. It's really nice to be able to just hover over someone's name and find out what they do and what they're knowledgeable in. So some of these online covens can be rather small, like maybe 10, 30 members, and then some can be huge with over 1,000 members. At that point, I wouldn't consider it a coven, more like just a community, but you do you. All of these groups can be useful to a broom closet witch, and of course smaller groups versus bigger groups has different advantages and disadvantages. So smaller covens tend to be a bit more tight-knit, you can get to know each other much more closely and intimately, whereas bigger groups, you've got a lot more likely for more information to be shared around, so you have more opportunities to learn more. And bigger covens can also host classes. Bigger covens can also be better in terms of activity, so sometimes there's a lot of group activities that you need a lot of participation for. Things like I said, classes, but also games and participating in themed discussions about a certain topic of witchcraft. However, smaller covens are just fine too. Personally, I prefer smaller covens just because I really prefer to get to know people. I'm a bit of an introvert, so Joining servers with hundreds of people can be a bit overwhelming for me, so I love smaller covens. And honestly, it's up to you, just whatever you prefer. So let's talk about what it's kind of like to be in an online coven. I've been in quite a few, so I can speak a little bit about this, but I've never been in like a real physical in real life coven, so I can't really like compare them. But in general, in real life, covens tend to be quite structured with a hierarchy. You have a high priestess and a priest, a council, and then your members. These sort of like real life covens usually max out about 25 members, with the most traditional covens having exactly 13 members. And these covens usually host like monthly meetups, celebrate all the sabbats and esbats obviously. So while online covens are very much different and it's very difficult to achieve these same goals as a physical coven, they can still be very magical and beneficial to your spiritual growth, I find. So of course, unfortunately with online covens, hosting regular meetups is quite difficult because of time zones and scheduling, and everyone has different lives and different jobs, so it's quite difficult. But honestly, from what I've seen, it's really the members that make a coven. Like, yes, you need good leaders, but you'll only get out of a coven what you put into it. If no one participates and talks about different things and isn't interested in getting to know anyone, that coven is going to be extremely quiet and very boring. So often if you just reach out and say hi, then you can get that energy going and activity, and you can turn it into a really fun place, as long as you're willing to participate and put a little bit of effort in. That's required of most covens, like in real life as well. You can't just join a casual coven and be just a group of friends. Like, a coven is quite a serious commitment. And so I find when you make effort to actively participate on a regular basis in an online coven, it can really get to feel like a second home. Even though it's in cyberspace, it can be a really important place to be and part of your life. So what kind of things can we do in an online coven? So I've mentioned a few things like classes and themed discussion. Sometimes they can have weekly events. My own coven has like weekly voice chats. We also have like fortnightly themed discussions where someone just dumps some info on a topic and we all discuss what we think about it. And we also have vigils for the SBATs. So every full moon and new moon, we're all invited to light a candle, connect to the coven, and kind of state our intentions for that moon cycle. I have observed also in some of the much bigger servers that sometimes they even do giveaways, and they do regular online classes like I said. But yeah, giveaways and competitions and all that good stuff. If you have like a really close-knit coven who's very passionate about the craft, you can even cast spells as a coven. My own coven does this. Honestly, these are truly magical experiences. Even though it's in cyberspace, you can really feel the energy of your coven members around you, and some wacky stuff can occur if you're not careful. Definitely don't underestimate the spellcasting power of an online coven. The vast distance between all of your members can actually be used to your advantage as well. You can evenly spread your effects of a spell across the whole globe. So let's talk a little bit about how to find a coven. You can find a coven very easily on Reddit. There's a couple subreddits I know, which is r/covenfinder and r/occultcord. That former one is just for Discord servers only. You can also find groups on Amino. That's an app mostly for making group chats and things like that. And you can also search for and find groups on Facebook. However, I don't recommend that as much just because of the privacy issues with Facebook. If you join any public group, then like any of your activity that you do on there, like participating in comment sections, even liking a post, can appear in someone else's timeline, which is very not good if you're in the broom closet. So I would steer away from Facebook. Even private groups, they can sometimes get recommended to other people, and then Facebook says, hey, so-and-so is also in this group, would you like to join? I just don't recommend it for Broom Closet Witch. If you have family and friends who have no idea, and then they suddenly get activity of you in a witchy group online appearing in their timelines, it can be a bit dodgy. It's not a conversation that you want to approach and have to have. You can join a Facebook coven, but just at your own peril. You can find covens in quite surprising places on the internet, but the most popular medium is probably Discord, just because of how flexible it is and how easy it is to moderate and add lots of fun activities like bots that do divination and you know, role assignment, like I said. But yeah, that's probably gonna do it, guys. That's pretty much all I have about online covens. I think they're greatly beneficial to both open witches and closet witches, but of course my channel is built towards broom closet witches, and so I really think they're useful, especially if you are feeling that loneliness because you can't talk to anyone about witchcraft, or your family's giving you a hard time for your beliefs and things like that. It's a really good place to vent and learn new things and make friends. But that's pretty much all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you found it helpful. Please give it a thumbs up if you found it helpful. But if you need more information on like anything in the broom closet, then I really recommend visiting the subreddit r/broomclosetwitch on Reddit. That's all I have for you today. Please stay safe and I'll see you next time.